Hello, Kendall from Reddit Whiskey with the recap of our latest war, and as you can see, we were able to pull off the win. This was back and forth against the uprising. They were ahead, we were ahead, they were ahead. We finally ended up ahead, which I guess is all that matters. But they put some good attacks together, and in the end, it was about we were able to get more 3 stars than they were. It looked like they were just starting to really kind of dive into Laloon attacks, whereas we're still sticking with hog attacks. We got a few people that are trying Laloon, but as I've said before, that strategy is so overpowered. It's almost like the new Go Wipe. I'm gonna guess it gets nerfed before too long. Um, they were able to put together some good attacks. Again, they got a 3 star on me with a spam Laloon attack. I guess besides that, though, I think you have to jump down to our Town Hall 8 before we had another 3 star. But we put together an okay attack or an okay war. We weren't able to pull off the great war we had like last time where we 3 stalled all their Town Hall 9s, but some good attacks, and I'm going to kind of start here. Got some good ones to show. We've got Junk here that kind of started it out. First attack on this base, and looking at it, it looks a little frightening. There's a lot of open spots here of where giant bombs. I guess maybe you could have had one right in front of here, but I don't think there's room here. There's not a room here. That builder hut kind of removes it. But there is a potential up there, so he goes ahead and sends a giant down and kind of tank for him, and a few hogs with I think the goal of he needed to take out a few defenses, and he also needed to get in here, wanted to test for a giant bomb, and then get the clan castle pull. So enough hogs to kind of get that done. Um, Almost gets that wizard town down also, which actually might have screwed everything up for him because he wanted to kind of path a golem in. But normal thing, gets his barbarians down, gets his witches down, archer queen starts breaking the trash ring. Exactly what you want to do. Kind of once everything gets a little bit more under control, he sends the golem in, and then gets really lucky here. The golem starts going for this archer tower, gets those wall breakers down, and the golem actually switches on him. So got pretty lucky there. Unfortunately, though, with the archer queen right there, he tries to get some more wall breakers in, and there's no way that's going to happen. But gets the barbarian king down. He's heading in. Luckily for him, because they go on a walkabout. Archer Queen jumps over the wall. His witches and his Archer Queen can kind of take out the enemy Archer Queen, though. Goes ahead and tries to pat the hogs in. I think he was trying to do a wall to get them all the way across. Just didn't quite get them dropped right. But perfect here. Now, normally I like to heal a little sooner than this, but he realized there wasn't a whole lot of damage coming in, and he's got a lot of unknowns. I probably would have not used that heal there. I probably would have waited even a little bit longer for them to get in the core. But gets his first heal down, and this is the reason you want double giant bombs between two defenses. There's a set there, but the way these hogs are going to path, they're never going to go over both of them at the same time. So, a lot more point defenses. Luckily, the Expo's getting tanks by the golem. But, same thing here. Giant bomb hit. There's another one here you're going to see later. I think the Archer Queen goes over it. But no threat there. But, he's only got one heal now left, so he's kind of holding off, and ultimately he has to use it. With these skellies beating on the hogs, it just wasn't worth waiting. But this is beautiful right here. Hogs are tanking, so what does he do? He throws down some back-end wizards to try to take out these defenses. Great thinking there. It didn't quite work on this side, but it distracted this archer tower enough so that they're not shooting at the hogs, because his hogs are at, a little bit of health here. And, they turn around to beat down the skellies. He gets one that's Benedict Arnold decides to, desert on him and not help the rest of the hogs. But, from there it's cleanup. Great attack. Junk kind of realizing that there was no real threats, even though there was double giant bombs. They weren't big threats. So we're gonna jump from here. We're gonna move on down to number 21. And we had some good attacks up there, but I really liked Valadius did here. This was a cleanup attack, so he knew a few things. He knew there was a double giant bomb set here. I think he knew there was a single here and a single over here somewhere. But basically sending the giant in to tank along with a few hogs with the goal to get the clan castle pull. So I'll get that taken care of. Gets 2 defenses taken out. It took a lot of troops, but he needed to get the clan castle the full pull, and there was no witch in this one, so it required a little bit more to get all those archers out. Then he starts pathing some barbarians down to get them moving forward. Gets his witches staggered, archer queen, 2 wizards, and slowly they're going to work their way through that. It's going to take them a little bit because they got to kill all these archers, but no real threat there, especially with no witch in there. He does bring a golem for this one, and it's questionable whether you need it, but I do like what he did, because he brought the golem in, but he also brought wall breakers to help get that golem in, so it was doing a little bit more tanking than just sitting there beating on a wall. Now I think the first one's got blown up by a mortar, so he's got a couple more though. Gets those sent in, that gets that wall broken up, and now his golem can get in there and tank for him a little bit better while he sends the hogs in. So, starts with the drop of the hogs, hits a couple spring traps. Yeah, really patient on that heel, probably more patient than I could have been, but they kind of path in here, and this is what he kind of realizes. From here, the close, and I'm gonna pause it just a little bit. From this side of the wizard tower, this wizard tower up here is actually closer because it's only 3 tiles away, whereas to get across, to path across this double giant bomb, you actually got to go, even if they were sitting in this very corner, you got 1, 2, 3 to get up there. So all of these except the ones in this far corner over here are going to go up. Now he luckily gets a few that pass off, and he gets actually really super lucky because one goes over and hits both of those giant bombs for him. So, absolute beautiful recognition that the way the pathing of the hogs is going to work, no way you could ever hit this giant bomb set. Now, he get a little lucky that it popped both of them, but still, it wouldn't have been a threat. He knew where he had to throw his last heal. So he's got 1 heal left. Point defense is down here. He realizes all the giant bombs are not. He can be a little bit more patient and kind of throw his last heal down here to take care of these last. He actually missed a little bit with that heal. It could have been a little farther south, but he's there for that last single giant bomb, and that's it. He's got a ton of hogs up. They're sitting in heal. He's got his Barbarian King that's hitting on a wall, doing something really, really helpful. Gotta love our heroes. They always have great AI. So that Barbarian King, look at him take out that wall. God, he's awesome. That wall is going. Oh, he did it. He did it. So, we'll speed up the rest of this cleanup here. They're going to bang on some more walls. And, that was it. So, great cleanup there. On an area, we really needed the 3-star. This was one that the double giant bomb set got someone originally, and we only had one. And this kind of sealed the war there. So, we're going to jump down to, our ace in the hole, Zemen there. Zemen with 6 stars this war, knocked out both of their Town Hall 8s. So, fantastic war from her. Coming in here, this is beautiful. Just understanding pathing. Gets a dragon over here to kind of break the trash ring on this side. Got a dragon up here to break the trash ring, and then you can kind of path all the rest of the dragons in there. And goes ahead and throws the Barbarian King down to help with pathing a little bit. That's maybe smart. I dislike a little bit just simply because these cannons aren't going to be able to shoot at the dragon, so there's not as much of a threat. But gets the rage down. They moved in, taked out the first air defense, got another rage down, so they're going to kind of move forward to get to this other air defense. And then from there, she's kind of just patiently waiting. She's got her clan castle here full of balloons left, and she probably could have been a little bit earlier on dropping that. Go ahead and get those down as soon as that air defense starts shooting at your dragons. Could have been just a little bit earlier, and then could have been just a little bit earlier with that rage spell. Going to have that down right there to force those in. But, that's it. Once that rage goes down, lose another dragon, they're going to take out a couple of those balloons, but that's it. So rage takes out that air defense, and, still have balloons up, still have a few dragons. This is going to be cleaned up from here, so we'll speed it up. But, good war from Reddit Whiskey. It's a win. You can't ever complain too much about a win. Wasn't quite as dominant as we were on the Town Hall 9s, but, they had some good bases, and that always makes it a little trickier. So, glad we got the win, though. Good job, Reddit Whiskey, and hopefully we move on to win number 3 here on this next war. So thank you very much for watching. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we'll have another video out shortly.